Hi folks, I'm Jason and this is my daily vlog called Living with CMT. I hope you enjoy. Evening folks, Sunday evening at 10 o'clock. The reason the video is so late is because I've been watching some films. I forgot to mention yesterday actually, obviously there was a bit of bad news yesterday about another comedy actor who I used to love, and he was in fantastic shows. The best two were A Taint Off Hot Mum and Never the Twain, and that was Windsor Davies. He was a brilliant actor. He really was a brilliant actor. He didn't get the recognition he deserved. Actually, he was a lot better than he was shown to be. He'd been in some fantastic things, and Never the Twain, him and Donald Sinden as rival antique dealers, was absolutely genius. It was a brilliant series. It's one I don't think I've got that one on DVD yet, but I will be getting it on DVD. So yeah, he passed away on Thursday, I think it was, aged 88. I think it might have been 88. So yeah, that was quite sad. One thing, I know I'm not anti-royal or nothing like that, but one thing amazed me was the other day, obviously it was reported that Prince Philip had had a car crash. Now the first thing was Prince Philip escapes injury in narrow car crash. Well, of course, I thought, wow, what happened? Did his driver lose control, etc., etc.? Then the next day, it was stated that he'd been driving. I thought, right, fair enough. Well, he's age 97, He shouldn't really have a license at 97. I'm sorry, this is no offence against people who are 97, but you shouldn't really be driving, because you're not telling me that your eyesight, your hearing, and your reactions are 100% at 97. I don't believe it. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. Now, that was bad enough. Then it said the next day that 2 women got injured in the crash. So that made me think, well, surely by now the police must have questioned him then for dangerous and reckless driving. And now it turns out today that the police are questioning him because he wasn't wearing a seatbelt. Well, I'm sorry, you tell me any 97-year-old blokes you know who would drive without a seatbelt, injure 2 women, and not be either behind bars or facing criminal prosecution. I can't think of any. I can't think of any at all. For a start, like I said, the first thing they'd have done was they'd have banged him up. They'd have had him. They'd have said, right, we're taking your licence off, your job done. 2 days after he'd done the crash, what happens? Back behind the wheel of a car. Sorry, but no, one rule for the rich and one rule for the normals. That's it, made simple as. And that's pure proof. And I'm not anti-royal, because I don't mind the royal family. I think they're all right, but that's completely wrong. I'm sorry. If you don't agree with it, just let me know. But I just think it's wrong. Anyway, I've got 2 movie reviews coming up for you, and they are The Meg and Skyscraper. So I'm going to pause now. Now, I saw the trailer for The Meg with Jason Statham in about 4 months ago or something, and I thought, well, he doesn't look bad, but are they going to show you the best bits just in the trailer? Is this it after this? The good news is, no, the best bits aren't in the trailer. The best bits are in the movie. Now, this is a movie I would give either 7 or 8. I think I'd push it to an 8, actually. It's a bog standard. It's not a bog standard. It's a creature feature. And instead of it being about a giant shark like a great white shark, it's basically about some scientist kind of dudes who go lower than they're supposed to go in the ocean, and they go lower than the Mariana Trench. And they basically go through a layer of, it's like frozen fog, if you like, that's on the bottom of the ocean. It's like an ice fog thing. Anyway, they end up pissing off this megalodon that manages to come back through the hole that they leave when they go back up to the surface before it closes. Anyway, it's all about them trying to get this megalodon and various things it does and all this kind of thing. But it isn't bad at all. It's a lot of action in it. It's a lot of ooh moments. There's obviously the good thing about it is it's not one of them hero saves the day and they all live happily ever after, because people do get killed in it, because it's realistic. It is realistic. People do get killed in it. Statham's good in it, but then again, there isn't much that Statham isn't good in. It's got a good supporting cast as well, although, to be honest with you, I thought I knew a lot of them that were in it, but I don't. They've not been in that much as such. They've been in various bits and bobs, and I've seen various few of them in different action things and programs. But yeah, I would say it's worthy of an 8. So if you're going to watch The Meg, give it a bash. Give it a bash. Now, the Skyscraper one, I knew Dwayne Johnson was in it again. and it's got a cast of. There's a couple of people in it. Dwayne Johnson, and Neve Campbell, but there's a few others that you don't know. Ruby Rose is in it, who's obviously sorry. Ruby Rose was in. I'm going miles off here. Sorry. Go back to the Meg. Ruby Rose was also in that. Sorry. In Skyscraper, like I say, it's got Neve Campbell in it, and it's got Dwayne Johnson. And what it basically is a Japanese guy. I think he's Japanese anyway, who's built this great big massive tall skyscraper. The gist is that these mercenaries are working for these bad guys, and they decide to burn part of it so that they can get hold of this file that's supposed to have all the details of all these people that this money went to when this guy was held to ransom, basically. And what it's all about is Dwayne Johnson with 1.5 legs. You'll see what I mean when you watch it. He basically rescues his family, and of course all his family live. You expect that anyway, because this is an American hero saves the day one. This is one of the, 10 years ago, Bruce Willis should have been doing this. 10, 15 years ago, Bruce Willis would have been doing it. Now they've got Dwayne Johnson doing it all. Special effects are good. Bad guys, quite credible. The villainess woman, she's quite credible in it as well. And there's a lot of good special effects and action sequences, but I can't give it more than 6. Because you know what's going to happen. You can see it, you know exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be one of those where, like I said, American hero saves the day and they all live happily ever after. It's going to be one of them. You can tell that a mile off from the very first couple of minutes. But yeah, I'd give it 6. So the Meg gets 8 and Skyscraper gets 6. Now, it's a strange one for me to talk about, actually, but there's a series that I watch, and you wouldn't think that I'd be into something like this, but it's absolutely fantastic. It's called Call the Midwife, and we watch it every week without fail. And we're bang up to date. We've watched every episode of every series that's ever been on. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, I just don't want to see a series all about babies, all about delivering babies. To be perfectly honest with you, like today's one, I think there was 1 baby delivered in the programme, because it's not just about babies. It's about the situation and the changes that have happened from basically the 60s. Now, you think about how medical things were in the 60s and how then if you got something, you'd be dead. Now you can cure it, that sort of thing. And it deals with social issues as well. The last episode we've just watched has got the fantastic Annette Crosby in. And it's funny because me and my sister were only talking about it yesterday, so strange coincidence. But Annette Crosby was in it, who was, if anybody remembers One Foot in the Grave, she was the long-suffering Mrs. Meldrew. Anyway, she was basically this old woman who they thought was just a recluse and lived in this house and had hoarded loads and loads of stuff, literally tons and tons of stuff. Anyway, it turns out that she can't look after herself and she's got to go in a care home. But it's what they touch on, and they do it really, really well, is the fact that she was a suffragette. And she was one of the ones that went on hunger strike all years before, until they were force-fed with tubes down the throat and basically strapped to the ground and then force-fed. And it's a very poignant story. It touches a nerve, but there was also an African family in it, and it touched on sickle cell anemia. My wife had figured it out almost straight away as soon as she saw what was happening to the man, the bloke, and the woman. She said she thought it was sickle cell anemia, and she was spot on. She watches way too many medical programs, does my wife. She watches Casualty, Albee, is it Chicago Blue? So I don't know, all these bloody medical things. Anyway, she watches tons of them, so there isn't much that goes past her that she won't know about. What I know about computers, she knows about medical stuff. So, but yeah, it's fantastic. It's well worth a watch. And I would say every episode probably gets 8 or 9 out of 10 from most people. It is that kind of program. It's got some fantastic actors and actresses in it. I mean, who's in it? Who you would know? Jenny Agutter. Jenny Agutter was fantastic in it. But before, it's had a cast of Pam Ferris was in it. She was in it for quite some time. And the characters, you get a feel for them, and they're all different sorts of characters. You've got one midwife who's basically very up class, talks like that sort of thing, and then you've got other ones that think they sort of just stepped off a Vogue magazine, another one who used to be a publican. So you've got a fair mix of them. The newest one is a woman who's just come over from, I think it's the Caribbean. I'm not totally sure, West Indies maybe. But she's come over and she's just started as one of the midwives now. So a lot of the stories are to do with her as well. But it's a really, really good program. It's well worth watching. If you get a chance and you're not doing it on a Sunday, just turn on Call the Midwife. It's not all about delivering babies, trust me. I want to tell you something actually today. We decided we've got a Dolce Gusto machine, and we got one of the ones from about 3 years ago. and the pods, we were in B&M. B&M. We were in B&M, and they had some pods. Now these pods, as you can see there, the Galaxy ones, and it says compatible with Dolce Gusto. So we thought, well, you know, hot chocolate pods, we'll have a bash. Got them today, put the first one in, clicked the machine, everything went okay. Went to put the second one in, machine only kicked in for about 3 seconds, froze completely, the button started flashing on the side, and it jammed solid. We could not get the lid up on it. So anyway, we ended up forcing this lid up. We thought we broke the machine at first because we'd had to force the lid up. Thought maybe it's a dodgy pod. Tried it with another pod. It's done exactly the same. So be wary. If you've got a Dolce Gusto machine, be very careful if you buy these pods from B&M, because they say they're compatible with Dolce Gusto, but trust me, they have almost knackered our machine. And we were not happy about it. And I will be writing to them tomorrow to complain about it, because it says they are compatible with Dolce Gusto. And they obviously are not compatible with Dolce Gusto, because they like I said, they made our machine not work. If you've had experience with them and you've got them to work, fantastic. We tried it with 2 different pods, and it literally shut the machine down, and it would not let us access the part where you take the pod out. We had to force it up till it went snap. And we were worried we broke the machine, but luckily we haven't. But that's just a thing to be wary of. They're called Galaxy Irish Cream. The one I've got is Galaxy with white chocolate. And we are not testing them in the pod in the Dolce Gusto machine again. So just a little warning there. Anyway, on that note, I am done for this evening. I've had a fantastic afternoon. Like I say, I've just been watching films with my wife, and then we watched Call the Midwife, and now it's 20 past 10, and I'm bidding farewell to you all. I'll do another video tomorrow, and you all take care. Bye for now. Thank you for watching my daily vlog. I hope it was informative and interesting. If you like what I'm doing, then you can subscribe to my channel by clicking there. And if you want to see exactly what I was talking about yesterday, you can look up there. Bye for now.